Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7, and today we're just going to be going through really quickly the changes coming up with Epic 7, the new patch, all the information, new exclusive equipments, and a few other things. So before we get into that, the code for the treasure box in your mailbox is going to be Holy Flame. And also, I forgot to do this for a little bit now, and we're just going to do a really quick spin. These are all the members that have supported me this last month since we introduced membership. Again, you can join in the link description down there below. I'll try to do giveaways and more member exclusive content as we go. Just costs a couple bucks a month and supports me majorly, so thank you so much for that. And I apologize for taking so long to do this, so let's just click to spin here. I hope I have everybody's name, and send me a PM on Discord if this name is yours, and we can try to get you everything in. So congratulations, Judah, there. Super congratulations. And what we will do is figure out a shirt for you, a shirt size, and send it over to you. I only have a couple shirt sizes available, so hopefully we find one that fits. And I just want to say, do forgive me for taking a bit to ship it out because it's in a box and I don't know what box it is and I'm still moving. That's why we haven't done this yet. So let's get back into the video here. Again, thank you so much for the support. It means all the world to me. Thank you. So update summary here. We have episode 4-6 Westcon. From what they said, it has to do with slavery, basically, which is not so good. So hopefully we fix that while we're on there. We also have Holy Flame Adin or Adin. Let me know in the comments what you think it is. We have new exclusive equipments for anybody but Araminta. This time, Dien, Zahak, and Infernal Kawazu. And we have Ancient Inheritance Season 2 and a little bit of information as we go into it as well. And of course, on his own lonely page by his own lonely self is Mortelix, Daddy. Yeah, so episode 4, chapter 6, Westcon. I put this slide in here because, you know, there's not much today. Here's the slide. Here's what it looks like. There's slaves there. Let's fix it. And then we have Holy Flame Adin here. We go through the video. I will leave it in the link description below, but it's basically just the same as before. Same animations, I believe, from what I said. But she's got a pretty good skill set. And a lot of people were pretty upset with their skill set, but I do enjoy it because it is PvE focused. I guess that's why people were angry. Why would people not be angry? But she has a really sweet synergistic skill set that I really enjoy, and it's somebody I will actually want to use this time. So her explosive cut here attacks the enemy repeatedly, decreasing speed of the target for 2 turns, and has a 75% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns as well. And of course, we have up to 100% chance with full Mulagora there. Also grants Willful Flame, and when Willful Flame is active, when a fire elemental ally attacks, penetrates the target's defense by 15%, also cannot be dispelled. So pretty sweet skill 3 there. And then we have our skill 2 Defensive Spirit here. And this is after suffering an attack that targets all allies. When the caster has a debuff, has a 100% chance to counterattack with Fire Blade Gust. Also takes priority, and it can only be activated once every 2 turns. And this attacks all enemies with a Blade Gust, basically, and increases the speed of the caster for 1 turn. So every other turn, you're going to have a speed buff to get that going there. Pretty sweet. But this is where things really start to excel for her. She has Explosive Cut here, and this attacks the enemy with the sword, recovering health of the ally with the lowest health amount recovered increases proportionate to the damage dealt. This is pretty cool for a thief, especially considering you can use something like a Dust Devil, maybe get multiple attacks in there. I do really enjoy this. There's no increased healing Molagoras, but there is increased damage dealt. Pretty sweet, and I think this is going to be fantastic for any sort of PvE. Having a thief that can heal as well is fantastic. I really like this. We also have some pretty decent runes. First off, we're going to be getting 15% health, 25% effectiveness, and 15% attack, but the good ones are coming. 5% crit damage to all allies, dual attack of fire ally heroes by 5%. That's actually really good for expeditions and and then glory, when an ally attacks when it's not their turn, damage dealt increases by 5%. We then have let's figure out a good way to do this. So explosive cut here, Willful Flame. This is a speed rune, and when explosive cut when you use explosive cut, sorry, you have a 100% chance to increase the attack of fire elemental allies for 2 turns. That's fantastic. But I feel like every fire elemental hero does this, right? Like, they all give attack buff, but still, you cannot argue with this. Obviously, it's pretty sweet. We then have Defensive Spirit here, and sorry, this is a little jank right now. And when using Fiery Blade, Gus has a 100% chance to dispel one debuff from the target. Pretty sweet. And remember, she has a 100% chance to counterattack as well with that. We also have one more here. This is Ankle Cut, and this is increases the damage dealt by Ankle Cut by 10%, and that does increase the healing as well, remember. Also increases the amount recovered by 50%, which seems pretty massive. So there's a lot of ankle cutting going around, there's a lot of healing going around, and I really enjoy this, and I definitely will be building her just to put on expedition teams for a little bit of stability, a little bit of damage, a little bit of debuffs, healing, everything, right? We then have probably the most important thing of the entire patch, which is Dian's Halted Pocket Watch. This gives her 5 to 10 speed, obviously just 10. Really don't know why they just don't default it to 10. All it does is annoyance, I say this every time. And we have Light of Judgment, which increases combat readiness of the ally with the highest attack by 5%, or 10% if the caster has a buff. We then are getting into the better ones here. Actually, that one's pretty good, but we have Barrier Strength increased by 10%, which seems pretty not so great. And then we have the big juicer. This is the juicy one. This is Blessing of the Goddess. Increases CR of all allies by 15% when using Blessing of the Goddess. And when you combine that with Magahara's Tome, you take a ton of turns, you go a bunch of times, you have a bunch of speed now because of that 10 speed increase. Really insane EE, and hopefully this allows her to be used a little bit more in more situations, and I can't see why it wouldn't, right? Like, that 15% CR is pretty massive with a skill that is cycled so very much. We then have Zahak, a spell of tragic love, and I believe this is a pretty tragic EE as well. 14% attack is pretty sweet. You can also elaborate plan here to increase the attack of the target and the caster for 2 turns. Perhaps this is good, and perhaps we'll find a way to use this, but the way I end up using Zahak, it just doesn't seem like it would be great, but maybe that's a me problem and not a Zahak problem. There's also decreasing the skill cooldown of Execute by 1 turn. I don't know if that's necessary. And then resource reduction of the target by 60% before the skill effect when using Execute. Maybe that one's used too. Honestly, I feel like they should have went all in on Zahak. Maybe make it so he's better versus Violet. I know he's already good versus Violet, but make him better versus Violet, and other situations like that. I don't know what the EEs do to him. Let me know in the comments if you do. I just don't see anything that really stands out here. But then we have another exclusive here, which is the ML Kawazu, and this one's actually pretty sweet as well. So Malicus's power, the first one is going to do, it's going to increase his CR by an additional 5% to help cut that much more. But I don't like that one as much as I like number 2, which is grants immunity to the caster for 2 turns when using Blazing Fury. That's fantastic. I really do like that, as well as 14% attack. Remember, all of his burns scale with attack as well, so he's going to get a ton of extra damage from this. Finally, we have Flames of Destruction, which silences the targets for 1 turn. Also, when he has Vigor, ignores ER. So I'm not sure what to do or what to think about this one, because I feel like anytime ML Kawazu Flames of Destruction somebody, they dead. So maybe there's specific compositions where you're not killing people with Flame of Destruction and you want to get that silence in, and it does ignore ER, which is pretty fantastic, but I personally would probably go with the immunity on my skill 2. We then have Ancient Inheritance Season 2 coming up. This is starting on Monday, which is fantastic. We have increased the daily provisions received. We also have received additional exploration provisions while leveling up. And their goal for this was allow us to explore and not just zoom to the end. So hopefully they've succeeded in that, and we shall see for sure. They've also added an exclusive Ancient Inheritance board and improved the mark function. Basically just improve functionality of guild mechanics and leaving notes and messages and where to go, how to do things, just a better way to lead your guild, which is always a good thing. Somebody's got to do it, and it's not me. We then have Ancient Inheritance Revamp, and you can check the equipped artifact and equipment from the details tab. So this is just a better way of organization, a lot of quality of life. But again, the long and the short of the Ancient Inheritance Revamp is they want us to be able to play it as much as we want, essentially, but obviously not too much. And they want us to be able to enjoy it and explore and not rush to the end. So I really hope they succeed in that. That was my biggest problem with it as well. So for lower end guilds, you only need 16 people now. There's portable objects, there's relic balance adjustment, there's increased number of treasure chests and guild treasure chests, actually adjusted, I shouldn't say increased, and improved quality of life and rewards. And we have the drop rate up for Lilius and Bastion Perlucia. We've already seen that. We've already seen Politis and Knowledge as well. I think both of those are fantastic. But remember, there should be a Calabria run coming soon that you want to save for. And we also have Great Mortalix alongside his side story, which is coming, the Ancient Dragon's Legacy as well. Both not so great. Daddy and his artifact, no go, right? Definitely wouldn't be pulling on that. Finally, we have the Mystic Summon rotation, which is Make Chloe, ML Ken, and Blood Moon Haste. Personally, I really want Blood Moon Haste. I'm finding a lot of people picking RB against me, and it would be really nice to have Blood Moon Haste sometime. So yeah, that is actually it for today. I was hoping we would get some more reveals, maybe a new character, maybe a new something, you know, but we didn't, but that's okay. Every week can't be not so, and just the fact that we are getting Ancient Inheritance in 6 days or something like that makes me really happy, and I hope you all enjoyed it too. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. As always, drop a comment down there, your favorite part about this update here, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye everybody.